Yeah, we don't want to talk about that. We're gonna get through this. That's tough because
Floyd Mayweather is taking the IRS to court. The boxer still owes the IRS his 2015 federal income taxes, but Mayweather has asked a tax court for reprieve until after his August 26th fight with Conor McGregor, saying his current assets are, quote, restricted and primarily illiquid. Now, it's unclear how much Mayweather owes the IRS, but in 2015, he had a very big year, reportedly earning between $220 and $230 million for defeating Manny Pacquiao. Now, Mayweather filed the initial petition on July 5th, but the IRS declined, citing he had the means to pay the debt immediately. In the worst-case scenario, if the IRS does not approve his reprieve, a lien could be attached to all of Mayweather's property, at which point the IRS could seize and sell his belongings to pay his.
Floyd Mayweather Jr.'s financial image has often been built around extreme wealth, but reports about frozen assets due to unpaid taxes have made that image look far more complicated. The Money Mayweather lifestyle seen on Instagram, full of cash, cars, and luxury, doesn't always match the financial challenges being discussed behind the scenes.
Damn, Floyd Mayweather, Money Mayweather. What, they got you up under the gun again on $25 million in taxes? Hey, man, you know, stuff about to get real for you, Floyd, man, because you already owe Gervonta Davis $33 million that you ain't paid him.
Mayweather is one of the greatest boxers of his generation, although some also think about his past legal challenges. But could he now also be the person who uncovered a massive real estate tax evasion scheme? That is the question posed in a new LA Magazine article. The story is called From Ring to Real Estate. Floyd Mayweather exposes a possible mega mansion tax scam.
Reports from the 2010 and 2015 tax years revealed that Mayweather owed millions to the IRS, including more than $22 million linked to his fight earnings with Manny Pacquiao. In some filings, Floyd himself admitted that much of his wealth was tied up in assets that were not easily accessible, meaning he didn't always have immediate cash available despite his massive earnings.
Is Floyd broke? What a stupid question. Are you a stupid person? Of course he's broke. He's a boxer that allegedly doesn't know how to read.
If you set up a company that's in another state, you don't have to pay this extra exorbitant tax that is supposed to be helping the neediest people in Los Angeles. Karen Bass, you know, is very dedicated to making sure that the homeless situation is cleaned up. This is one of the ways that they're doing it, and it looks like there could be possibly lots of different ways to scam the system.
And Floyd Mayweather is a provocative and controversial figure, but I think this article may make people think about him different.
Over time, Mayweather's financial story has become even more complex, with ongoing discussions about tax issues, disputed deals, and questionable investment claims. One of the biggest controversies came in 2025 when he announced that he owned more than 60 apartment buildings in New York, presenting it as a major business achievement and a sign of his growing real estate empire.
I know you guys see me on a regular talking about real estate. Well, lately I purchased 62 apartment buildings in New York City. And what I need you guys to do, slide over and check out the photos. It's not all 62 buildings, it's a few buildings, but guess what? All the buildings belong to me. I don't have no partners. And all the retail down low on my buildings all belong to me.
However, investigations later showed that there were no official ownership records under his name. Instead, reports suggested that the properties were mainly owned by Black Spruce Management, where Floyd may have only held a smaller stake. Despite this, he publicly claimed full ownership and showcased the buildings as part of his portfolio, which raised serious questions among analysts and fans.
And I'm pointing like this because all of them, we're in New York City right now. We're in Manhattan. That's what we do. Come on. You know what I do? All this money made. No partners. All by myself. Over 1,000 apartments. I'm just getting started.
This wasn't the first time his real estate claims were questioned. Mayweather had previously talked about owning multiple skyscrapers in New York, even mentioning specific projects, but when asked for details like locations or documentation, the answers became unclear. These inconsistencies added to the growing skepticism around his business image.
Always talk about different things that I'm doing. You know, what I'm working on right now in New York City. I know you guys, if you guys haven't seen one of my buildings, is One Summit, you know.
Yes.
You know, it's actually it's one of the tallest commercial buildings in the world. So just in New York alone, I got 9 skyscrapers.
Yeah. What's the address of that building?
Floyd later defended himself strongly, saying that while he may be many things, he is not a liar. He even took legal action against reports that challenged his claims. Still, critics argue that the repeated pattern of bold statements followed by unclear proof continues to raise doubts about how accurate some of his business achievements really are.
This is my first time ever filing a lawsuit against a media company for speaking bad about my company. I'm not a liar. I'm a lot of things, but I'm not a liar. I work hard to build my name, to build my reputation, and I'm not gonna let anyone go out there and smear my name and talk bad about me, talk bad about my family, or talk bad about my company.
As the discussion around Mayweather's finances grows, comedian Aries Spears entered the conversation and took it in a louder, more chaotic direction. While his delivery was aggressive and sometimes uncomfortable, he highlighted a real issue: how athletes handle massive wealth. Spears mentioned names like Floyd Mayweather and Mike Tyson, pointing out a pattern where huge earnings are often followed by extreme spending. Behind the jokes and criticism, there was a serious message about how quickly money can disappear, even for the biggest stars.
Well, I mean, he's been retired.
Right.
You know, and he's still, you know, flying to Monaco with a bad, buying up half the store.
Right. Always flying private.
Yeah.
Does he have his own plane?
Yeah, he does.
He does, right. So that's massively expensive. Even if you own it, the upkeep is huge. Right. Plus all the properties, all the property tax. Yeah, I mean, if you're not properly invested, I mean, because there was like, he was saying that he bought this building in the Diamond District, but people are saying that's, you know, the same jeweler said that's actually not true.
Right.
So there's been a lot of stuff.
The example of Mike Tyson makes this point even clearer. Tyson once earned hundreds of millions during his career but later faced bankruptcy, not because he couldn't earn money, but because his spending had no limits. Stories about luxury lifestyles, expensive gifts, and careless spending may sound exaggerated, but Tyson himself has admitted that he stopped tracking his money at one point. When people compare this pattern to Mayweather's situation, with tax issues, constant exhibition fights, and rumors about needing large paydays, it starts to look less like coincidence and more like financial pressure building over time.
I interviewed Tyson. He lost like 300 million. Burned through it.
They say that you, over the course of your career, made $300 million.
Really? That's what they said.
That's what they said.
Okay.
And then at one point, you filed for bankruptcy and you were in debt. That's an amount of money that's just mind-blowing. 300 million, that's like multi-generational wealth to your great-great-grandkids.
At the same time, Manny Pacquiao is often brought into the conversation as a contrast. His financial journey appears more structured and disciplined, even though he also earned massive amounts of money. This creates 3 very different examples: Tyson as a cautionary tale, Mayweather as an ongoing mystery between smart business and heavy spending, and Pacquiao as a more balanced approach. In the end, one clear truth stands out: making huge amounts of money.
Pacquiao's rotator cuff was fucked up. Okay. Now, I know people might go excuse, but his rotator cuff was fucked up. So I'm saying that to say, given that his rotator cuff won't be fucked up this time, it's kind of even. They're the same age, damn near. And Pacquiao still, fights with fire. This could be a better fight than most people